It was a successful season all around in McKinney ISD for boys track and field. Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Tyler Sloan. All three schools had at least one district champion, and all three sent multiple athletes to regionals. With the state meet coming up this weekend, we'll reveal which athletes came through in the clutch to earn a spot at the state meet in Austin. Plus, we have another Dennis Baker State Farm Scholar Athlete of the Week to highlight. It's all coming up next on Sports Talk. It's been another great season for the McKinney Boyd track and field team. I'm joined by their head coach, Brad Patterson. And Coach, we want to first of all start off with your member of your track team, your athlete that is going on to the state meet, Justin Wilson. And he got there by different circumstances than usual. He finished 4th at the district meet. But unlike other years where only the top 3 advanced to regional, you had an extra meet, the area meet, to go to. And with the top 4 from district qualifying there, that's how he was able to win the area meet, and then he won regionals to go to state. Yeah,
it was the first year they've done this, so it kind of worked out well for him. He didn't compete or jump particularly well at district, but because of the new rulings and the way the area meet's set up, he got to advance and took advantage of it.
What was the difference between his time in the district meet and the long jump event to going to area and regionals? How was he able to turn around so effectively?
Well, I think it helped that he didn't have as many events to do at area either, and conditions always factor in. I think at district his steps weren't exactly perfect. He wasn't hitting the board real good. At area he hit it much better, even though his distance wasn't real good that he jumped. They were jumping into a pretty good headwind, so he was able to hit his mark there and took advantage again of the circumstances. He did well at regional too. It was similar type, not great weather there either. Hit 22.5 I think, which is not his best, but again was good enough against competition to advance to the state meet.
And what are your expectations for him going into that state meet?
I mean, we feel like he's got a great chance to medal again, and if he can hit one, I mean, he's got a good chance as anybody to win it. So I mean, getting there is the big chore. Once you're there, it just takes one good jump and it'll get you on the winner's stand.
He got the bronze medal at last year's state meet in the long jump event. So what is the preparation like this time around, going from regional to the state meet, knowing that he's been there before, he's had that experience, and he's going to go against some competition? Not all of the competition that was there the previous state meet is going to be there to challenge him once again.
Well, again, I think it definitely helps that he's got the experience of being there, so that means he's going to be more relaxed. He likes that board, that runway. He jumped at Texas Relays this year and last year, so it'll be his 4th time to jump there, so he kind of likes it, the stadium and the scene there, so I mean, he should be relaxed. And we backed off doing some things, gave him some time to rest, but again, we've been working more on his speed. And again, the benefit of him not being in any other events for the state meet, he can kind of just really focus on that. And I mean, I expect him to have a great meet.
He also won the district meet and the 200 as well, so good year all around for Justin Wilson. Also a good year for Katie House, who's had several good performances, not only in the district meet, but able to go to regionals and just missed qualifying for state.
Yeah, he's been definitely a bright spot for us this year. He joined the track team last year, kind of struggled to fit in any particular place. Wasn't particularly fast enough to run the sprints and didn't quite have enough endurance to run the 400. But being in the track class the last 2 years, he's worked hard and he's gotten a lot better, got stronger. And again, to get 4th in the 400 meters at our region is pretty impressive, especially from where he came last year, barely being able to run mid-53s. Had a good district meet, jumped 21.10 I believe in the long jump, which was a PR by about 1.5 feet. Beat Justin at that meet, so again, just been a great surprise, but definitely a bright spot for us and made a difference for our track team for sure.
You have 2 good high jumpers as well on your team, in Cornelius McCastle and Cooper Welch. They both finished 1st and 3rd at the district meet, and then in regionals they finished 4th and 10th. So how impressed are you with their performance this year?
I mean, they've done a heck of a job. Again, 2 more seniors that have just been solid for us all year. Cooper came through in the clutch. I think at district he cleared 3 heights on his last attempt. So, I mean, that's quite a bit of pressure on him, but, I mean, he performed well under the pressure and moved on. Unfortunately, didn't have his best performance at the regional meet, or who knows, he might have qualified. And Cornelius, the same thing. He kind of battled some injuries off and on, which kind of set him back a little bit. He was getting back to 100% at regional, so it was a good meet, but again, just 2 more inches and he'd be going with Justin to the state meet.
You always have good relay teams here at Boyd High School, and it was the same deal this time around with the 4x400 relay, finishing first at the district meet. Unable, though, to get out of regionals. They finished 9th in the prelims, just missed qualifying by that 1 spot and by about 0.5 of a second, a little bit more than that. And you really feel like if they were just able to sneak in to the finals, they would have had a result that could have gotten them to state.
Yeah, they were right there, but that was probably the biggest disappointment we had. Again, at district, they ran extremely well, ran their best time, beat Allen, who had beaten us all year by a couple of seconds, ran under 3:21, and really had some good performances that day. But again, at regionals, we just didn't quite do what we had to do. But again, the mile relay is always a big focus of what our track team's about, because you got to be tough to run on it, and I think it measures and gives a measurement a lot about what the kids are made out of and the character they have. And again, it hurt us this year because we didn't have as much depth. That was probably our biggest weakness. We didn't have a whole lot of kids on the varsity or that were running varsity level times or distances. So that was something we had to deal with this year. But those 4 young men that were on the relay did a great job for us. You already mentioned KD and Cornelius and Justin ran on. We had a little sophomore, Ray Swartz, that did a heck of a job too. He got better every meet, ran a sub 50 at regional on his split, which was a full 440 yards because of the way the Baylor track's made. But again, did an outstanding job for us.
Ray also finished 4th at the 400-meter event as well. And we also want to get to Braden McFadden, who was 4th in the pole vault at that district meet. And Braden's a guy that, as a sophomore, continues to get better each time that he gets on the vault.
He is. It's hard to kind of think because he got to go to regional last year as a freshman, but he is just a little sophomore that's got a lot of potential. Just didn't quite get everything perfect that we needed to be on some of his vaults, but he's, again, a kid that I think's got a lot of potential. Will jump 13+ feet here in the next year or so.
How much of a difference was it for your team going against the Garland schools last year, who always have good track teams, and then going now into District 10-5A, when you're back with the Plano schools and Allen? Was there much of a difference level in competition there?
There was, and again, we kind of had a down year as far as our numbers for the varsity kids. We had several seniors, but we didn't have many juniors and sophomores to mix in with them. Last year in the Garland district, we ran extremely well, competed extremely well, and won that district by 20+ points, and even had some bad things that happened to us, and still were able to do that. But again, the district that we're in now is a very, very strong district. It was not a good time to have a down year. Our distance kids, we lost 6 last year that were really strong, scored a lot of points for us, and we didn't get those points this year. So, it was definitely tougher if Justin would have done well in the 100 and the triple jumps, which he didn't particularly have good days in at the district meet. We'd ended up 3rd, which in my book would have been really, really good in this district.
And you mentioned, we've talked a lot about the individuals, but in the teams, as far as the team event's concerned, you're just trying to grab points wherever you can. Sometimes certain players or certain athletes are going to be able to get those 10 points in the event and really bring home the big points. But if you can get some guys that are a little bit unexpected to that 5th and 6th slot, that can really go a long way.
Oh yeah, you can get a lot of points, nickel and diamond, so to speak. And again, that's where the numbers comes in. You need numbers in track. You got to have those kids that are out there in the distance events, in the throws, and in the sprints. It takes a good all-around track team. And again, last year we scored in almost every event, which is, again, that's what you want as a track coach. You want a very well-rounded team where you're not just a distance team or a school of sprinters or whatever. You want everybody to be able to compete and contribute. So that's what we're looking for. But we were a little down this year, but we've got a good class of freshmen that came out and competed and did a good job for us, and we were able to take them to a few freshman-only meets, and they ran well and competed well, and it's going to be fun to watch and see what they can do.
Now, it's already a tough job as a coach in track and field to have so many different events you're trying to keep an eye on. You're trying to delegate your time and your assistants' times and all of that sort of stuff, and then you have the additional impact of now an area meet between district and regionals that, although you're able to send some more athletes to the area meet because there's an extra qualifier from district, and also it's just another week in the middle of already a jam-packed track season.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things about it, but I mean, again, Justin took advantage of being fourth. Because in any other year he wouldn't have been able to continue to go on. But on the other flip side, there's a lot more that you have to factor in, because I mean, it's pretty much 3 weeks in a row that they have to be willing to compete at their best so they can move on. Because if they don't, they're done. They get to go home and start off season or doing something else.
And overall, what are you going to remember most about this season for this Boyd team?
Again, we had some good performances in the relays. KD definitely was the one that stands out, that he really performed and got better, probably above and beyond what some of us might have thought he would do. Again, the seniors, Cooper Welch, Cornelius in the high jump, they performed well. Justin coming through when he had to in the long jump and hitting a couple of good marks, because I believe at regionals he only qualified for the finals as 6th. So he hit a mark that got him out there in first, because again, if he wouldn't have done that, he'd be finished too.
And we'll finish off with Justin once again. We'll kind of conclude with him, go full circle. So he has the state meet this week in Austin, this upcoming weekend. What's his schedule like for the state meet with the long jump events? When is that going to take place?
He's going to jump at 11:30 on Saturday morning, so should be real nice. It'll be right as the smaller schools start their running session, I think at 12:30. So there'll be a good crowd there, and it's right there in the middle of everybody. So it's a nice venue to showcase kind of all the athletes.
Well, Coach, thanks again for joining me here today, and
Absolutely.
Good luck to Justin in the state meet, and congratulations to your team on a good year.
Thank you very much.
Again, Justin Wilson in the long jump going to the state meet as the lone representative from Boyd High School. He won the bronze medal last year at the state meet, looking for the gold this time around.